One of the founding principles behind the work we do at Gen Ed is to change how we think about cooperation and competition. There's already too much competition in today's education system. Tests, grades, standardized exams, extracurricular leadership positions, selective programs. We're constantly fighting over pieces of the pie that rarely do we stop and think, what if, like Kevin said, we instead could create more pie? That is the number one objective of the 20% project. To play a winning game on your own terms. Not everyone can succeed at the upright pyramid game. But with the upside down pyramid game, you're only limited by your own determination, creativity, and drive. This is a drastic paradigm shift. You're no longer competing with others, but against yourself. Also, here's your chance to be different. Instead of trying to be the one person who tries to get the top score in a class, swim against the current, be a go-getter, take the path less traveled. Fortune favors the bold. There's a certain self-awareness and confidence gained from planning, building, and executing a personal project from scratch. I promise you will grow. Nothing will teach you something faster than building it on your own. 20% is an investment in yourself to learn key skills, develop confidence in a new field, and prepare yourself to do it all again for even more exciting and daring projects. But of course, one of the most compelling parts about 20% is how it sets you up for college admissions. It shows your passions to admissions officers. Colleges want passionate students. It makes their campuses and student bodies so much more lively and interesting.
If the 20% project is so important, why haven't I heard about it before? Why is there no section on the Common App to communicate this 20% project?
Well, the answer is 1, the concept of 20% is new. 2, the concept of 20% in education is even newer. And 3, college admissions advice is a slug, slow to update. Finally, 4, 20% is our response to another recent trend. In case you haven't heard, many schools are going test optional. Top universities like Yale, Princeton, Harvard are starting to make standardized test scores no longer required in their applications. What does this mean? Basically, as standardized tests and scores become less important, extracurriculars, essays, and recommendations become more important. That's why 20% is the perfect response to this trend. We are not kidding when we say it is the number one cheat code for getting into top 20 schools. Many 20% projects are impressive and require levels of leadership, teamwork, and impact far beyond what you might get from a traditional high school club. So from a resume standpoint, the 20% project gives you a chance to show off your gifts without being constrained by traditional club structures. Furthermore, the creative and personal nature of the project allows you to show off your humility and dynamic side through an aesthetically pleasing additional portfolio. What about rec letters and building strong relationships with teachers? After all, how are you supposed to develop a strong relationship when your only interaction with them is with 20 other students in the same classroom? The 20% project gives you a medium to interact with teachers outside the classroom, which gives you a huge, and I mean huge, advantage when it comes to getting personalized rec letters. The teacher no longer sees you as just another student, but as a community leader driving proactive, long-lasting change. Let's take one of our students as an example. Let's call him Peter, who wanted to get a rec letter from his AP language teacher, who only wrote them for a few select kids. Instead of having to awkwardly go into his classroom during the school year and make small talk with no context like, how's life going? How are the kids? Now he has a genuine premise to begin the conversation. Turns out the student was interested in writing a children's book for his 20% project, and he asked his AP language teacher to be his advisor for the project. Suddenly, the entire dynamic and conversation has changed. Peter was no longer the, so how are things going, kid who was trying and failing to network. Rather, Peter was a kid who had lively discussions about recent trends in the publishing industry, and with whom side conversations about personal lives became natural offshoots. Peter was not like other kids. Peter was different. Peter was special. Did I mention the same principle applies in those college interviews? Trust me when I say that your interviewer will see your eyes light up when you talk about the 20% project. If it's an interesting and unique one, you'll have them hooked from the get-go. Finally, the experience of running the 20% project is fun, interesting, and filled with twists and turns for personal discovery. Students often struggle to find personally meaningful extracurriculars to write about for their essays. But 20% gives you a plethora of stories for knocking out essays, recommendations, and interviews. As you can see from the mix of personal development and college application benefits, the 20% project is not just for upperclassmen or underclassmen, but for everyone from 7th to 12th grade. It can even be for some college students. If you have an idea, you can start your own 20% project. You don't need an existing club or people who have done it before. So what are you waiting for? Let's get started and create our own.